Hello again, beautiful artists, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Along With Skye. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Skye and I post beginning level acrylic painting tutorials here on YouTube every Saturday. So make sure to hit subscribe so you can join the fun and paint along, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified when I post a new video. Alright, so happy almost Mother's Day, artists. It is fast approaching and I have a really fun and sort of abstract Mother's Day painting for us today called A Piece of My Heart. That's inspired by all the mothers out there that give a piece of their heart to their children and have a little bit of their heart live outside their body. So that was my inspiration with this one. We're gonna get a little abstract, which we don't usually do in this channel, especially with the background step here. We're still going to use our 4 standard brushes. I probably won't use the 2 small ones. I might use the second to smallest, but we'll see. We're getting abstract, so I don't want to get too detailed today, but I still have my square brush, medium-sized brush, and my 2 detail brushes. Going to get those in the water cup off the side of the screen here. To start with, I have a full rainbow of colors for my background. So I have some black and white here, as well as some cadmium red, yellow. I have a cobalt blue today, and then some violet, aka purple, as well as some phthalo green. I also have some paper towels, just some paper towels that we're going to use for a little bit of abstract texture, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But to see a full materials list of everything that you need to paint along, check the description box below, and I think we are ready to jump on in. So we're going to start here with the background step with our largest square brush, and we're really going to get abstract and have fun here with the background. I'm talking rainbow colors. We have almost a full spectrum here, and what we're going to do, I think probably is just going to start in the center and work our way out, but truly there is no rhyme or reason to this background. The only rule I would say would be to avoid over mixing your colors, particularly the colors that are across from each other on the color wheel, because you're gonna get a sort of neutralized brownish grayish color if you do that. So for instance, right now I'm working with yellow, and I'm gonna start with some yellow kind of in the center and just sort of choose a few areas to put that color. You could totally do different color background here. We're just going crazy here, making it a little bit abstract and textured and colorful and fun. And we do also want to go pretty light with our colors so that we can see nice contrast later with our black outlined hearts. A little bit more yellow here, nice and bright, and just kind of here and there. And then we're just going to start building our way out and eventually filling up that whole canvas. Okay, so in this case here, I'm just taking some green now and bringing that a few places. And again, I don't want to go too dark, so I might even grab a little bit of white here. And you want to blend a little bit, but we also kind of want to see some brush strokes. And it's okay if we want to do this in a couple layers too. So if you, for instance, start also with yellow like I did, and then you cover too much of your yellow with your other colors, you can just give it a second to dry and then come back and add more yellow. But so right now we're blending green and yellow, which those are pretty close together on the color wheel. But if we were to try to bring in like purple, which is the opposite of yellow, it's gonna blend to brown, a sort of grayish brown, which is not always a bad thing. But for today, I wanted to just be really bright and colorful. So I'm avoiding that over mixing there to the neutral colors. If you'd like to learn more about color theory, I have a course on it on Skillshare, and if you follow the link in the description box below, you can get a month for free on Skillshare, and you can check that course out for free and a whole bunch of other stuff while you're at it. You can learn all about the color wheel and what colors blend to what. It's a good refresher, or for people that have actually never even had color theory taught to them. If you never took a school level art course, it can be a good 101 kind of rundown there for you. All right, now I'm just playing with my colors here. I am gonna be adding some purple, but I don't wanna over mix it. So I'm just kind of adding some here and there, getting a little bit of blending. And we've nearly filled up our whole canvas here with color. And I wanna add a few more. And definitely wanna add my pink color here as well. And I'm gonna be adding, you know, pink and red tones in the heart later, so I don't wanna go too heavy with this pink. So we have pink in our composition later. Okay, now I have most of the color here applied to my canvas. Coming in here just with a damp brush and blending it all together, but not too much. And we're getting a really fun abstract look, and it's still really soft colors. And see, I don't have very much yellow left. It looks nice though, but can add a little bit more yellow back on top. You need to just brighten things a little bit, but everything is a little bit damp right now as we're blending. Oh, I like that. I like those rainbow colors. Very fresh and spring-like, on top of being good for Mother's Day. All right, and now we can see how most of my whole canvas here is pretty well blended, but I have a few sort of more visible brush strokes. I'm gonna add a few more of some different colors, just kind of here and there to give some nice texture and variation here. That's what's fun about abstract. You really get to go crazy. I mean, it's sort of abstract. I guess it's still a composition, so I was never good at doing the entirely abstract work in art school. They'd be like, don't paint anything, and then it would end up being like a clump of butterflies or something, and they'd be like, it kind of looks like a clump of butterflies. Whoops. All right, and now those colors are really light, and I think I want to add now a little bit more texture here with our paper towels, and we're gonna add a little bit more saturated of colors. So I'm gonna take my purple first, and you can really do whatever colors you like. And I'm just grabbing part of my paper towel because I'm gonna use a few paper towels to add a few different colors. And I'm just gonna crumple it up really nice here in a ball. And it's gonna create a lot of nice, good, scruffy texture here. And we're gonna use this all nice crumpled up there to dip it into our paint. Ooh. And start to add this whole other texture here, completely different than brush strokes. And you can add as many colors as you like, and we're just making a beautiful composition here of perhaps even your favorite colors, whatever you like. Gonna take another little scoop of green over here. A little bit more saturated than my light color. All right, we're getting messy today. This is a messy one. Any colors you like as accent colors, really. I think my favorite colors probably are purple and green, so I tend to gravitate towards those. Fun stuff. We'll get it right in the center too. So we want to see like some interesting little peekaboo where our heart will be. And then we're also going to add a little bit of black as well with this same technique. I think I want to add a little bit of blue as well though. A little bit more blue, nice saturated blue, beautiful colors. Having fun today. A little bit. Nice, okay. And then my last paper towel I'm gonna use for my black. Oh, you know, now I kind of want to add a little bit more pink too. All of these bright colors. Oh, I like that with the variation that I got on accident. We got a happy accident. All right, and doesn't even need to be a fresh paper towel, really. I'm gonna tap that black into the corners mostly. We'll create a little bit of like a frame. Nice. We're getting messy, we're gonna need to clean up. Clean up on aisle 3. Or maybe just a little bit throughout, but not much because we want to keep that beautiful rainbow feel. Okay, and my final little touch for my background here, I'm going to grab my medium-sized brush with just some black. I'm going to do a few quick little brush strokes in either direction here to sort of add to that rustic frame. And we'll have our nice little rainbow background, a little rustic frame, and we'll let this dry. We'll come back and add our heart. All right, so I will see everyone in a few. Okay, welcome back, artists. We have a completely dry background here, and then I also have some fresh colors on my piece of palette paper. So I have a fair amount of white, some red, some more violet, and a little bit more black. I rinsed my brushes and got some fresh water at break as well. Now, before we jump back into this, I thought of an idea to make this really simple and then just gave it a try, and it did work out pretty well. So extra little material here that I didn't mention in the beginning, but hopefully everyone has a piece of paper that is the appropriate size comparatively to your canvas here. Something that's going to give you a big enough size heart to be a nice focal point. And then also just a pair of scissors. And we're going to do a little trick here to get our little heart within a heart shape. We're going to make a little stencil for ourselves. So the first step we're going to do here is just folding our piece of paper right in half, right down the middle. Super easy. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut out a heart shape. You don't have to go too wide, but if you start bigger, it'll be a little bit easier to sort of adjust things. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's like a perfect heart shape. Nailed it. All right, that looks great. And then I want to do a little heart, and we're gonna have that heart probably come out maybe centered about here. We want it a little bit off center. Yeah, maybe about right there. So I'm gonna kind of eyeball a center line here and try to fold it straight up and down still. It's okay if you have to fold it a few times. That looks pretty good though. All right, and then make sure you're not gonna cut into the edge or anything. And we're gonna try to stay on that straight line here, and we're gonna cut a little heart We start about there. We'll cut our tiny heart, don't go too big. And then let's see what we got. Cute. Look at that, we got a perfect little heart inside of our little heart. Now we have our two shapes that we can use as stencils. Okay, so grab whatever brush you're comfortable with, and we're gonna start with this big guy here. I'm gonna use my second to smallest detail brush here. And we're just gonna line up our stencil here with the kind of center line eyeball here of our canvas. And I'm just gonna go around my stencil with paint now. Super simple. Making it easy for everybody this week. We could have just freehanded it, and that is how I did in my original, but to be honest, my little heart was smaller than the cutout heart and it was bothering me. So I thought, you know, we could do this with a little trick. And let's go ahead and fill out this bottom part as well. And be careful not to go in too much because we want to keep that little peekaboo here of that heart cutout. That's very important. So there we have our gorgeous heart shape to start, and we'll use that later. And let's mix up a beautiful bright reddish pink to fill in our heart with. Okay, just a beautiful bright pink color is what I'm going with today. Feel free to change up the color if you would prefer perhaps your mother's favorite color, but the way that I had this imagined in my head was that this is like the big pink heart, and then maybe the dad heart here in my imagination was blue. So we're gonna do the little cutout purple. Super cute, right? A little blend of the two heart colors. All right. Very nice. And we may need two coats, and that's okay. And make sure you just go around your sketch line here, but don't come into that little window. Keep your little window peekaboo through to the background. Okay, we're just getting this all filled in with that basic pink or whatever color you like. And I'm just using my medium-sized brush right now. A little bit more here on the edge. It's okay if it even gets a little bit wonky. We used that stencil and we had a nice basic shape to work with, but having a little bit of like a natural wonkiness, if you will, I think is totally cute and fine. And just adds to that hand-painted look. All right, and we're almost all filled in here. Very pretty, super simple painting today, but I think still really pretty. Okay. And we still have our nice little peekaboo window through there. Very cute. Okay, let's just do a little adjusting up here. All right. That looks good. All right, and we actually need to let this layer dry for a second before we add our second little heart, because we're gonna put that right on top and do a little tile, and then We're also gonna add a second coat here, so let's just give this a second to dry and we'll be right back, okay? Okay, welcome back, artists. We have a dry pink heart here, and let's go ahead and add our little baby heart now. So cute. We're just gonna line that up, coming off of the side here, overlapping a little bit from the pink heart. And I'm going to just mix up a beautiful pinky lavender color for this little one. And it can kind of go however you like. I'm gonna do right about, it can even come up here. Let's decide. Decisions. I think I'm gonna do a little bit lower here. Okay. We're gonna overlap a little bit onto the big mama heart. And there we should have our perfect little heart cutout shape. Super easy with the stencil. Let me know in the comments section if you liked using the stencil. This time I may be able to think of more little clever tricks like that here and there. So a little history of my teaching style. I taught in person in like sip and paint studios for years and years before starting this channel. I also did the traditional art school training as well. And in art school, there really are, I mean, there are rules. There are rules in school, but you learn that you can pretty much use whatever tools that are at your disposal in order to create your art. So if you wanted to create a little stencil, you certainly would be allowed to do that. Whereas leading like, 50 or even sometimes larger groups, all getting everyone 50 pairs of scissors became a little bit more complicated, so I got used to just only using brushes. But we are in a different format here online now, so I'm not beholden to those parameters anymore. Adding a little bit of pink into my cute purple heart here. And now that I have that filled in with my gorgeous lavender color, let's jump back to our main heart for a second coat here. All right. And we don't really want to see any peekaboo background once we're all filled in with our main pink heart here. And for that matter, for the little one too, but we just got that first coat on there, so we may need to wait a moment. All right. And a little bit of sort of a lighter pink even in some areas, just to sort of make this a little bit more abstract and interesting as well. Now that we know where our purple heart is, we can go around a little easier with our second coat of pink. Make sure not to bring that paint into the little peekaboo like I almost just did as I was saying that. Okay, it's looking good. Going to add a few little brush strokes of a lighter pink in my heart, kind of here and there, just to again make it a little bit more sort of abstract. Just a little bit more texture, about like so. And I could do like a little curve accentuation here. I'm just going along the outside edges there. Okay, and I'm going to grab my tiny little brush again for my final step, which will be to do my little black outlines all around everything. So when you're here in your little peekaboo window, bring the black onto the pink rather than closing up your window. Okay, so we're going to cheat out a little bit and extend that shape slightly. Okay, very cute. Trying to make a nice even black outline as best as I can. And then I'm going to just go along the outside edge of my heart as well. A little bit of water always in that paint. We want sort of like an inky consistency when we're doing these outline steps. And we could even use like a paint pen for these sort of steps as well. See, again, we could get even more creative, but I also want to make it simple so that it's always just using either household items or just the same sort of brushes and colors, so that you guys can always paint along without having to buy something new and wait. Although a trip to the craft store is always fun. We don't really have a craft store in my town though, so it would be a couple days wait for me if I was watching and there was a new material. So probably not the paint pens for now. We'll stick with just the brushes. All right, look at how cute that is. And I'm just gonna give my little purple heart, little violet, a black outline as well. Super adorable. Little heart stamp cutout. Okay, and I think our purple needs just a tiny little highlight as well, similar to our pink heart. So I'm gonna grab a little bit just of a light lavender as a final touch and add just a few little streaks of a secondary purple. And there we go. Look at how cute. Super easy painting today. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. If you painted along today, I would love to see your work, and I've created a Facebook group called the Art Club that is specifically designed for my students to share their work, whether it be from painting along with me or just from your own imagination. We'd love to have you over there. And that is all the instruction that I have for us this week. So until next time, happy Mother's Day, happy painting, and stay creative.